Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rainy. This is the Enchanted Planner, and today I've got a tricks of the trade video for you. I'm going through 12 tricks that I use personally in my own planning practice to make my life a little bit easier. So we're going to start out with my first tip is wax paper. Not only is it great for getting sticky stuff off of the back of stickers, it's extremely useful for laying your stickers down over top to see where you want to put them first. But my personal favorite to do with this is use it for laying down letters. And you guys have probably seen me do this several times over the course of this channel and using this trick for lettering. So what I do is I will take the wax paper and I will fold it back on itself. So I have this piece here. Then when I've got my planner pages, I can use this with my letters to see how I want them laid out and where they're going to sit and what they will look like. So let's grab a D. So I find, see, you can see through it. This is the one thing I like. So I can come up here and I can go, okay, so I want this guy to sort of sit like a little bit on that line, so I can go D, and then I can grab an A and lay down. Of course, they're going to be difficult. Hold on. Let's start this again. So I lay down my D, and then I lay down my A, and then I'm going to grab another D. I don't know why I chose Dad. It's just the first letter I looked at. And then I'm going to lay down my other D. So now that I've got these guys laid in and I can see where they're going to go, I'm going to pull this gently away from the back. So now I have this really nice thin piece that I can use to line up and find where I want to put my letters. And then I press it down here and I'm going to pull it out from underneath. And my letters are laid down. This isn't perfect, but we're just doing this for an example. I know people use the ruler. I don't like the ruler. One, I cannot see through it, so I do not know where things are going down, and it's too thick. I much prefer how fine this is for laying down letters. So that's my first tip. Number two, if you need a bullet point in a color you do not have, you can simply go to a sheet of paper bullet points that you don't like. You can, as you can see, I've done it here already once, and grab a Sharpie or any other really wet felt, and you're gonna color in the bullet point. Then you can lift up your bullet point and you now, oops, I dropped my scissors. You now have a bullet point. Oop, I took two, hold on. Hold on, we're having issues here, Houston. I don't want two of you, I only want one. And now you have a bullet point in black or whatever color you want that you can use in your planner spread. And that's tip number two. Number three has to do with clear stickers, and we're going to start talking about label paper. So as you know, I use label paper quite a bit. I have both the True Block and I have just this regular thinner sticker paper. But when you want to put down a sticker that happens to be clear and you don't want the fussiness of covering up all of the lines in the background like that, you can simply put this onto wax paper. Actually, let's grab a smaller piece that I can play around with here. I'm going to use this one. We're going to use that guy for something else. So imagine this is a full sticker. Now I can take my scissors and I can cut around it. Actually, because I have a band-aid on my thumb, let's move this guy over to where I can actually get him off the page. Not too bad. Then I can come in here and I can cut around this. And now I have a sticker that is no longer clear and it just, you can't see the lines through it, right? So we're just going to lay that guy down there as an example. Label paper also works extremely well for covering up mistakes if you make them in your planner, covering up things you don't want. So if, say this was, I got a new planner and I wanted to start it right away, but I have to find a month that matches the month we're in. So say March 31st or March 1st starts on a Thursday. In my new planner, I need to find a month that starts later on down the line that starts on the 1st on a Thursday. So the dates will all be good, but the month's going to be wrong up here. You can simply just come in and we're gonna cut a piece off here and use label paper to cover up the month. That was a terrible cover up, but you get the gist. And then I can put a new sticker over top. Label paper also works really well to fix ripped issues in your spine. So say I've ripped this guy, okay? And I don't want him like that because it's going to be, you know, difficult to get him in and out of the planner. I'm going to simply cut a small piece, and I can use this to repair the spine on my planner. So we come in like this, and we're gonna lay that over top. And then all I need to do is repunch that hole. And now my planner has no longer a ripped spine piece, and I've actually done that. It also works really well if you have a situation like I had recently where I punched the wrong side of the page. So let's go to my spread and I will show you what I am talking about. So when I was making this spread, I accidentally punched the wrong side of this page, and you can see it a little bit if I bring it closer to the camera. So in an effort to fix that, I just cut a strip of label paper and I covered it up on this side. So no more wrong punch. I mean, you can see it on this side. I could cover it up, but then you wouldn't be able to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, label paper works really, really well to fix things like that, which is a major oops on my part. I couldn't believe I did it. Like it was just one of those days. All right. I have a video on the channel that shows you guys how to use label paper to make a split monthly box functional. So I will link it down in the comments. So these guys. Now, most of the time I will use monthly boxes. I will just use 2 of them, put them together and cover it up that way so I get 2 functional. But I've also used label paper. I've also used just plain printer paper. So the tutorial on the channel will show you how to do all 3. So this is why it's always a good thing to have label paper in your stash. Okay, next tip we're going to talk about is keeping your empty sticker sheets. More so these guys. The ones that the paper stickers come on aren't as good. These ones are fantastic and they have so many uses. So many uses, it's unbelievable. So say I've got a box over here from another spread that didn't get used. So let's use this guy. We're going to de-stick him a little bit, even though he's an old monthly box. Or a colorful box, I mean. So say you want to lay this sticker down on your spread and it's right there. And you want to put a floral around it, but you don't want to have to lift up the sticker to put the floral behind it. You can figure out where you want your sticker. Like say we're going to go at that corner. You're going to use this sheet to come in underneath and line it up with the edge of the box, so that now when you come in with your X-Acto knife, if I can get it to work today, like that, and then we're going to move this way. I have too many things on my desk. We're going to move this way, and then we're going to come in here like that. And that should have done it. Oop, I got to do a little bit more here. Okay, so now, oh, I was lining up with the wrong thing. Let's move our box over and pretend that didn't happen. But if you do it properly, it prevents the sticker from sticking to your page and your box in, you know what I mean, and damaging other stickers. And in this way, you know, have an actual little corner piece you can put somewhere too if you wanted to, like that. But that is a great use for these empty sticker sheets, is preventing your stickers from staying down where you do not want them to stay down and damage your stickers or your spread. Speaking of cutting stickers, I also will pull, but one more point about this, I will also pull stickers ahead of time and I will leave them on this. If I'm planning on not doing a spread for a couple of days, these empty sticker sheets are a better idea than using wax paper. The stickers get a little bit too, I don't know, they get a little bit funky after they've been on wax paper for too long, but these, they do not. So speaking of cutting stickers, which book am I looking for? That's not it. I have many sticker books on my desk right now and I've lost one. Hold on. Where did it go? Okay, I found it. Oh my gosh, it was buried. It was buried. Okay, so say I have one of these quotes I want to use, and it doesn't work in its current incarnation. So let's find a good example. Let's do this one. Okay, so say I want this season's greetings sticker, but it's not going to fit in the space I want it like this. We're going to cut it apart. And you can do this with pretty much any of the quotes. And we can rejig them, if you will. Ooh, we're getting into a sensitive space here. Hold on. Gotta be careful. There was a little tight there. We're coming up on another one. Because I don't want to actually cut any of the words in the quote. I just want to pull the quote apart. So now I can take it and put, say, one on one side of the page and one on the other, instead of having it stacked the way it was. Now I probably should have de-stuck these a bit. Let's just pull that up because we're going to play around a little bit here. Okay, so let's de-stick this guy a bit, because originally, remember, it was like this, right? And maybe the space I had it in, that doesn't work. But now, because it's making me a liar, now because I've split it apart, I can do a variety of different things with it. I can move it anywhere I want on my spread. And then if I decide I don't like it like that, I can put it back together easily enough to make it look like what it looked like originally. So that's one thing you need to keep in mind. When I first started planning, to me, cutting stickers was almost like sacrilegious because they're expensive and I was really worried about messing them up or ruining the stickers. So it took me a while to come around to it, but I started cutting them up and a whole new world of possibilities opened up for me because I started cutting the stickers. So speaking of cutting your stickers, seriously, like I'm telling you, it's totally okay to cut your stickers, because the next thing I'm going to show you is how to make boxes a smaller size than what they originally came like. So if we go into, where's my monthly box or colorful boxes book? Let's go into this guy and say, I want to use this gold box. I need a square, but I don't have a square. So I'm going to cut this guy down to make a square box. Let's eyeball this. Normally I would use like a ruler. I've got stuff sliding on my desk. Hold on. It's all trying to fall over on me. Like, don't do that. So I'm going to cut this guy down like this. And then I'm going to line him. Oh, I didn't lay him down straight. That kind of helps. All right, so let's lay him down straight. Then we're going to come in with this one, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to line it up right near the bottom. And voila, I now have a square box, which is the size I needed instead of having a vertical box. The other thing that comes in really handy when you're cutting your stickers like this is it enables us to cover up things that we don't want in the box. So if we go into Squad Life is a really good example of this because generally the long boxes have something in them. Now this one would be a bit tough because there's stuff actually that's on the box. That one would not be difficult at all. What else have we got here? Oh, we've got the autumn ones. I love these girls. Do I have the summer one? I do. The summer one's a little bit more difficult as well because there's actually stuff on the actual box. Like her hat kind of gets in there. Can we work here? Like her hat is a little bit in there as well as the bottom of the lounger. So let's pull out the winter one, the ski girl, and say I don't want the ski girl on there. So I've got a couple of options. If I'm really, really finicky, I can cover this all up with whiteout, then cut the box and shift it down, which is probably the best route to go because this is fairly thin and this will show through. Because if you've been following me for a while, when I'm using squad girls, I don't really want more, like I only want one of each girl on the page. So if this is already in a box, I can't really use her on the page. But if I want to create a spread, say where they're going skiing, I'm going to want to cover her up because I don't want her on here twice. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come in here and we're going to cut right above her on the line. And then we're just going to line it up. Yeah, you can still totally see her. Okay, so, oh, don't stick yet. No, don't stick. I'm not ready for you to stick yet. Let's get the correction tape. And we're going to eliminate our little Miss Squad girl. Now we won't see her. And this is okay because I will probably end up using the squad girls pretty soon. All right, so this one is a little bit trickier to line up because I want to try and line it up with the silver that's running in the boxes. But there we go. And now we have a sidebar sticker that if I was using it, I don't have to worry about having her on the page more than once, right? Okay, oops, come up. I don't want you to stay down yet. I actually need to use you in a spread. Stick that back on there for now. Okay, so what's next on the agenda? Except for I just folded this sticker. I'm making a mess today. What a tutorial. Okay, now the other thing I want to talk about is keeping the packaging that your Happy Planner stuff comes in. Because this stuff, there's another video on the channel, I'll link in the description, where I showed you guys how to make bookmarks, clear bookmarks out of the packaging from Happy Planner. But these also, you can use the whole piece and make more of a larger dashboard or a bookmark. You just have to cut it across the top over here, but keep your packaging because it makes really, really useful stuff to upcycle. It's great stuff, right? Next point is using the frames from colorful boxes sheets to make more boxes. So I haven't done this, but I know several people who have because I don't currently need boxes. I have a lot of boxes. But if you want to stretch your budget, and these are getting increasingly harder to find, you can take one of these empty sheets and peel off, carefully peel off. Let me see if I can get it to come up without ripping. Carefully peel, as I spoke too soon. Ignore that. Ignore that. Let's try another one. Oh my God. See, this is where it's just not in the cards today to do tutorials apparently. Okay, so you carefully remove this backing and you would put it onto label paper. And then you can cut these out individually and make yourself some more colorful boxes. It's a great way to stretch the budget. And like I said, the colorful boxes books are getting a little bit more difficult to find. Now, Mojo generally has a lot of them in stock, so you don't really have to worry about that. But her seasonal ones generally are only available seasonally, which is unfortunate because there's one of them I need. Okay. My last and final point today is we're going to talk about journaling boxes. So if you need more space in your planner, you can simply create a journaling box, which is something like this. Now these are not a planning thing. These came from the scrapbook world because we did this years ago to create space to journal on our scrapbook pages, but they do work fairly well. They're easy to make. You can make them out of most paper products. Basically, you can make them decorative or you can make them functional, and you can make them any size or shape. This one I chose to make into a double box, but in the past I've also made ones that are like a vertical box and then it just opens up as a book. And I love them because if it's going to be a week where I need extra stuff, or if there's like, you know, an event that's happening, a birthday or something that I might want to make some notes like this one. We went to a wedding, so I wanted to keep a little bit of notes about, you know, how the wedding was, right? Just a little bit of memory keeping because I don't do a ton of that anymore. But they make really great options to expand your writing space. Make a flip box. Just make a flip box. It's all good. Okay. That is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tips and tricks video, even with its bloopers, because there's been a few in this one, but I'm going to leave it as is. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. If you really want to support the channel and me, just like, comment, and subscribe on the videos. That's all you have to do. It helps push the videos out into the in the algorithm, so YouTube picks it up a bit more than normal. So just like, comment, and subscribe, and that's really helpful to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you next time. Ciao.